everyone, today I'm going to be answering some of the frequently asked questions I've come across to do with going live on Facebook from your phone. I'm using my iPhone today, but most of what I say will also be relevant for Android devices. When there are particular differences that I am aware of, I will make those known to you. I should also apologise for any wobbly filming because I'm holding my camera today, my phone today, rather than using a camera mount. That's to make it easy for me to move the camera around and show you the effect that it has on the orientation. I should also say that I have connected my phone to my computer via a cable. That is so I can share my phone screen with you. That is not required to go live on Facebook. When you're going live on Facebook, you're using Wi-Fi or mobile data. So let's switch so that you can see my screen. So this is just a private group that I use on Facebook to test things. I can go live, I can post things, and I can know that no one else will see it. So to open up my live tools, I just hit that red camera icon, okay? And you see that I have all the options to set up my live, and I can hide those with that arrow if I want those out of the way. So the first question I'm going to answer is, why is my live sideways? Okay, so what can happen is that you can have your phone set up in your camera mount, and this is what you would see on the left looking through your camera mount. So it would appear to you as if you are recording landscape. It's all set up, everything's in frame and it looks good. But then when you check on Facebook, you'll see that your video is actually sideways, okay? Or it's actually a portrait video and it is sideways in the feed, which is not that great. It doesn't make it very easy for people to watch. So let's look at how we avoid that. We need to make sure that we are aware of the orientation that our phone is recording in. So if we look at our screen right now, we have text going from left to right, nice and easy to read, and we have our blue start live video, which is what we actually hit to start our live. That has text on it, okay? This is telling me that my phone is going to record a portrait video, okay, and send a portrait video through to Facebook. If I want to record landscape instead, which we know is better because it gives us a bit more space for our craft demonstration, it is simply a matter of twisting your phone so that it is landscape instead, okay? And what you have is, again, if we look at the screen, the text is still left to right because it has flipped. It's still easy for me to read, but the easiest indicator, which I think is true on all types of device, is that that blue button now has a camera icon on it instead of text. Okay, so if you want your phone to record a landscape live video, do not start your live video unless you see that camera icon on that blue button. Now, if you are having trouble getting your phone to twist to landscape, no matter how much you tilt it, okay, or whatever tips you've seen, this is what you want to check. And this is first for iPhone users. In your phone settings, you want to make sure that this padlock icon, this is your portrait orientation lock, you want that to be turned off. If I turn it on, you see it tells me portrait orientation lock on, and I go back to my live video that I'm setting up, you can see that when I twist my phone just like I was before, I'm not doing anything different, it is no longer rotating. That's because I've locked my phone orientation as being portrait, and it can no longer rotate. So I need to make sure that that setting is turned off. Now the first difference then is with most Android devices, instead you are looking for the auto rotate option to be turned on so that you can allow suitable apps to rotate when you turn your phone. Now, the main cause of these sideways videos is when you have your phone and you set up your phone in your mount before you start pressing any buttons to do with your live. So that phone is landscape according to me, okay? And if I hit the live button, I would think that if I look through my camera, okay, that view that I showed you before, okay, if I look through that camera, it looks like I'm recording landscape, but if I check that blue button, you'll see that it's still got words on it. It's actually still going to be recording a portrait video, okay? Now, you need to make sure that you are in landscape before you put it into your camera mount, because the problem is that when your phone is flat, okay, it cannot work out which orientation it is in, because it is just flat. The gyroscope doesn't work in exactly the same way. So it doesn't matter if my phone is portrait to me or landscape to me, because it's flat, it can't work out how it should rotate. So what you want to do instead is go to the location that you want to be live in, hit that red live button to get the live tools up ready, and then rotate your phone so that it's showing those landscape filming signals to us, and then put the phone into your camera mount, okay, so that you can now hit that blue button to start your recording, and you know that it is now going to send a landscape video to Facebook. Okay, so that's the first pitfall. Okay, the second thing I want to talk about is when people want to do a bit to camera in addition to their crafting demonstration. Now, that's often a useful thing. A lot of people like to see the person behind the crafting hands. So it is something that you can consider including in your lives. I wouldn't say it's something that you should let put you off doing a live. It's not essential. It's maybe something you can work up to if you're a bit unsure about showing your face on camera at this point. Okay, but what you can do, you can do it using various multi-camera streaming options. Okay, but you can actually manage to do it if you are just using your mobile phone by using the front-facing or selfie mode camera and the rear-facing camera. So I should say at this point that the rear-facing camera is a much better quality camera. So the majority of your filming you do want to do using that camera. Even though Facebook doesn't stream live videos in HD or higher at the present time, okay, you still want to be sending the highest quality video through to Facebook, okay, and because then it will be processed and compressed. So what you would do is you would hit your live and start your live, and instead use that icon at the top in the middle to flip so that you are instead using the selfie camera. Okay, now I'm not going to be looking at the right camera at any point here, so let's just hide those tools. Now, one thing you do have to remember here is that once you start your live, your filming orientation is locked. Okay, you cannot rotate your filming orientation once you have hit that blue button and started live. So if you want to film your craft desk landscape, you have to start with your bit to camera as also landscape. Okay, I'm going to move that away again. That's not a good close up. Okay, so one thing I do want to mention just as a quick side here, you'll see that as I talk to my phone, and this is more obvious the closer you are to your phone, you'll see that if I'm watching myself on camera, that my eyes are slightly off. They're slightly off camera, and that can be a little bit off-putting. If you do want to avoid that, you need to be aware of where your camera lens is on your front-facing camera, and then try to talk instead to that camera lens instead of watching yourself on that screen. And that's something that I really struggle with. Anyone has any tips, please do let me know. Okay, so when you have finished your bit to camera, you can then use the icon on the screen to switch to the rear-facing camera, excuse the mess in my craft room, and then simply move your phone down, okay, and then put it in your mount so that it is then filming your desk. Now again, that kind of orientation lock can cause other difficulties when you're switching between the two. So if you watch when I was doing, this is going to be a horrible close-up again, when you are looking at the selfie camera, if you watch how I hold my phone, when I switch from using the selfie one to then filming my desk, I'm very careful not to rotate or twist my phone. So I'm not going to turn my phone around, okay? I want to make sure that it is still in that same orientation, because the video cannot change orientation. So if you twist your phone, you will actually end up sending an upside down video to Facebook. Okay, and that's something that we want to avoid. Okay, now let's go back to the selfie mode for a minute. Now, one thing that you have to be aware of in selfie mode is that if you have any items that you wish to show, okay, for example, a stamp set or a project, it will be showing a mirror image to your viewers, so your text will not be easily legible. Now, if you're on an iPhone, there is actually the option to flip your screen to eliminate that issue. So if you hit that wand icon, okay, and then if you hit the spanner and wrench icon, I'm actually going to move myself out of the way so that you can see that tool. Once you hit that spanner and wrench icon, okay, you see that you have these options in the left corner of your screen, and you can hit that side to side one, and it will mirror flip your screen. And then if I, oops, there we go, you can see it a bit more clearly. Now if I hold up anything which has text on it, it is the right way round and it is legible. Okay, you will also notice that on the iPhone you have that second flip option will do, it will flip it upside down to the right way, but what I would say is it is better to do what I was doing before and instead make sure that you don't twist your phone in order to make sure that your video stays right way up. Okay, you do want to make sure, which way around am I mirrored or not mirrored? Okay, you do want to make sure that you turn off that mirror option before you start filming your craft desk, because otherwise, of course, this would still be mirrored. Okay, great. So those are two major pitfalls. Let's go back to that. Okay, so the last bit that I actually want to talk about is the next most commonly asked question that I have dealt with is, how do you watch the comments while you are live on Facebook? Now, it is definitely rather tricky to watch those on your phone screen while you're filming and you're doing your craft demo, and your phone screen is also rather small. So the easiest way to do this is to watch your comments on a separate device. That could be a computer screen or it could be a tablet. I quite often use my iPad. I have that alongside me while I am doing a live. It doesn't have to be an iPad. There are lots of inexpensive tablets on the market. As long as it has a way to connect to Facebook, either through an app or using a mobile browser, you will be able to navigate to your live video. The point that I want to mention here, which is key to remember, is that Facebook does not like you interacting at the same time on multiple devices. So actually, if you were filming your live from your phone and using your tablet, and then you liked comments, or you replied to comments on your tablet or your other device, that can sometimes, not always, sometimes raise a red flag with Facebook, and it could result in them stopping your live video. So you don't want to risk that, okay? So while you are live, avoid the temptation to like your comments and reply to them in text. Okay, obviously you'd be talking to people anyway. If you want to like comments and reply to comments, consider doing that after you've finished your live video, just to avoid the risk of interrupting your stream. Okay, so hopefully those questions are answered for you. As ever, if you have any other questions, please do comment. Please comment if anything I've said isn't clear, and always get in touch with me if you prefer, if you have anything else that I could help you with. Bye.